During the Second World War, the Japanese Imperial Navy and Army developed different methods of attack involving the use of suicide missions. The Japanese special attack units comprised of aircraft, suicide boats and even submarines. However, there was one type of special attack which was even more sinister than using aircraft to crash into Navy ships. Today we look at the Crouching Dragon, the Japanese World War II suicide frogman. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. So as the war turned against the Japanese, special attack units were gathered, usually of teenage or younger men who were willing to give their lives for the Imperial Japanese cause and the Emperor. We've looked at kamikazes in detail before, and the sort of people these were. However, there was a forgotten branch of special attack unit which isn't too well known. The Fukoyu, apologies for the pronunciation, or the Crouching Dragons, which the name translates to, were part of these units, and these were suicide divers or kamikaze frogmen, who would give their lives in an attempt to cause devastation against the enemies of Japan. These men were prepared to resist the invasion of the home islands by the Allied forces, and much preparation went into designing the idea of a Japanese suicide diver. There were hoped to be around 6,000 men who were to be trained and equipped with the self-contained diving gear. This included a diving uniform consisting of a jacket and trousers and a diving helmet which was attached by a series of 4 bolts. These men would be weighed down heavily, with around 9 kilograms of lead, and were sustained by liquid food and an air purification system. This system had 2 bottles of oxygen attached to be able to facilitate breathing once the suit was on. The reason they needed oxygen in abundance was because they were expected to be able to walk at a depth of 5 to 7 meters deep underwater for a period of up to 10 hours. So these men were expected to be able to wear the heavy suit for a long period of time, then wander to their target underwater and detonate a bomb. The volunteers or recruits would be organised into squads of 6 men, and these squads would belong to a platoon made up of 5 squads, so there would be 30 men in a platoon. 5 of these platoons plus a platoon used for maintenance for the equipment would then make up a company, and 3 companies would then make up a battalion. This battalion would be approximately 650 men, all of who were incredibly dangerous, as a man willing to die for his cause is extremely menacing and treacherous. There were plans for a number of other suicide diver units to be established across Japan. For example, at the port and shipbuilding city of Kure, there was a plan for 1,000 men, as well as a 1,000-man unit planned for Sasebo, located in the Nagasaki prefecture. The weapon of the Crouching Dragon was a Type 5 attack mine. This contained 15 kilograms of explosive, which was fitted to a 5-meter bamboo pole. Whilst the divers were hidden underwater, the men, who obviously were expecting to be killed by the subsequent explosion, would use the bamboo pole to push the contact-fused explosive against the hull of an enemy vessel or a landing craft, which was travelling over their heads. So as the landing craft went above them, they would hit the hull with their bamboo pole, and this would detonate the explosive, causing damage to the vessel and subsequently killing the diver, as he was practically holding a bomb. Just off the coast of each potential Allied invasion beach, a number of mines would be anchored to the bottom of the sea for use by the submerged divers. These mines would be detached by the frogmen if an invasion was occurring, as they would already be underwater. These would then rise to the surface and subsequently would blow up the landing craft when they hit it, thus destroying the boat, killing invading forces and most probably killing the frogmen as well. The element of surprise was key for the Crouching Dragons, and they were needed to remain concealed for them to be successful. The Japanese experimented with the idea of using underwater foxholes to help hide the frogmen, and even tried to make a network of concrete pipes fitted with steel doors underwater. They even went as far as testing these foxholes with dogs, however it was shown that they actually limited the effects of nearby explosions. The plans were then made for larger reinforced concrete stations that were capable of sheltering up to 18 men. These stations would have been made on shore and then sunk at a depth of less than 15 meters, and they were basically underwater hideouts for the Crouching Dragons. With regards to their success, 1,000 of the diving suits were made by the middle of August 1945, and then 8,000 more were ordered. However, none of the planned 10,000 Type 5 attack mines that were ordered had been completed, but 400 dummy mines were made for training purposes. During training, several deaths did occur in accidents, and only 1,200 men had been trained as kamikaze frogmen when Japan surrendered. There were reports, however, of strikes that used this tactic. Firstly, an infantry landing craft gunboat was damaged by suicide swimmers in the U Passage on January 8, 1945. Also, a group of Japanese suicide swimmers attempted to attack the surveying ship, the USS Hydrographer, in Asconian Harbour on February 10, 1945. So the Crouching Dragon suicide frogman was never really deployed in the Pacific Theatre, although plans were very much made to use this tactic. Like with all kamikaze activity though, the true story remains at the heart and minds of those men who were so devoted to the Emperor and Japan that they were willing to give their lives for the cause of winning the conflict in the Pacific. Once again, thanks for watching. To support our channel, please make sure to subscribe. Once again, thank you for watching.